Something out here in these woods is killing my chickens, and I gotta do something about it. Every day I go out hoping for a full head count, and lately I'm coming up short. Whatever this thing is, it's sneaky, it's smart, and it's absolutely relentless. But today, that ends. So we're gonna be putting out cameras, setting traps, and doing whatever we can to get rid of this thing. If you're watching because you're having mystery predators on your farm, or just want to see what kind of wild stuff I'm getting into, stick around. It's going to be an awesome video. Alright guys, predators have been absolutely hammering the farm. We've been losing birds left and right, and I'm down to just a very few. Pretty much all I got is what y'all see behind me. If you follow the channel, you know that we got a ton this year, and we had way more than this even before, and we were down to just a very few. Right here is pretty much all we have left, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep them. And from the different signs that I'm finding around here, I don't think that it's just one predator. I think we got several different kinds of critters coming around here trying to get the chickens. We've had them just up and disappear. We've came home from church and stuff and just found them dead. And there's just several different things that makes me think that there's different things doing this. Now, if y'all have chickens, one of the biggest things y'all are probably wondering is, do I shut them up at night? Yes, I shut them up just like that every single night. Nothing's ever got in there and caused problems at night. We have hardware cloth up in the rafters. There's obviously nothing getting in there at night. Whatever's doing this is doing this before I can lock them up and in the morning. Now, I've had to coop train a lot of them this year, and we only have just a handful of the number we started out with this year of young ones. Now, the ones I've had to coop train, if y'all know how that works, you got to keep them in the chicken coop a couple days, maybe even a couple weeks, let them figure out that that's where their home is. Well, I turned them out, and they didn't really get it yet. You got to put them in there the first few nights, and we got home late because we was at church, and some of them got killed right there. They was laying right here behind this duck house, and I found them just laying there. Now that sounds like something that raccoons and possums will do. And we've also been losing some eggs, and like I said, we do get the eggs every night when we shut the chickens up, but sometimes, like I said, we're just later getting home, and sometimes it's 10 or 11 o'clock before we can shut them up. So we lose eggs and we lose chickens. Now, like I said, again, that sounds like something a raccoon or a possum will do. You know, that's not a larger predator. A larger predator would go for the chickens and forget the eggs. But so we definitely got some varmints like that to get rid of. But there's also something totally different coming after them. Like I told you a minute ago, we got home from church the other day to find that we had a few dead, we had some wounded, and my rooster ended up down the driveway several hundred yards at my uncle's house. He ain't gonna just wander down there. Something ran him down there, and that ain't gonna be no coon or no possum doing that in broad daylight. I think it's a red fox. We've had problems with foxes before. Last year we had some, and they just kind of quit coming around. I never really had any luck getting them. But back in February of this year, I actually caught one up in the woods running my trap line. See, you can see right here, we got this pen right here. My papa built this, and right now I have got some little silkies in here that are almost ready to turn out. And if y'all can see back in that doghouse, I got a hen, and she actually just hatched a few chicks. So I got her in there. I'll keep her in there a while until those chicks get bigger, and she can raise them out here. And if y'all look right here, something's tried to rip in here. See right there, something's pulled at that hardware cloth right there. Now that happened before all this junk was piled up right here, but still, that seems like something that a coon would do. Now if you come up here, up in these woods, behind my chicken coop, my turkey hen is actually, there she is, she's sitting on eggs, and I'm not gonna move her or disturb her. Bonnie no, because, you know, I don't want to disturb her or nothing like that. But she was sitting on 10 turkey eggs and some guinea eggs. I never really counted the guinea eggs because I doubt they'll hatch. I don't think we have a male guinea, but I'm not completely sure. But now she's sitting on 7 turkey eggs. So something has ate 3 of them eggs. Now, like I said, if something bigger did that, it probably would have just grabbed the turkey rather than eating the eggs. So I think that was something done by the varmints. So you can see right there she is, sitting on them in her little nest she made. So that was probably definitely varmints that got them eggs. However, it was not varmints that chased that rooster all the way down to my uncle's house Sunday and killed all those other ones. So we've got quite a bit of problems on our hands right now. A coyote or a bobcat could get in this fence if it really wanted to, but I don't think it'd do that. We got the donkey out here hollering, we got dogs barking, but a fox could probably slip in through the big square holes in the woven wire, so I'm really betting that it's a red fox. So the first thing we're gonna do is set those varmint traps because we know we got problems with the varmints. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, get that out of the way and let those be working. Then we're gonna set up a trail camera so we can be 100% sure what kind of large predator we got on our hands. So here's the cage trap I have. Something's up with it and it won't really go off. I tried fixing it. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll have to work on that some more. I don't know if it's done for good or just needs something done to it. But today, we picked these up at the tractor supply. So now we got 2 more that's ready for action. This came with 2. Now this one right here obviously couldn't catch a coon, but I don't think it had any problem catching a good sized possum. So we're gonna set up both of these. The next kind of trap we're gonna be setting is a dog-proof coon trap. I use these a lot and they're super simple to use. You just place your bait down in the tube, compress the spring, and then with something with opposable thumbs, like a raccoon or a possum reaches down in there to grab the bait, you got him. All right guys, got the traps, got everything ready. We're gonna get out here, start setting them up. I'm gonna set the cages around the chicken coop, then set the camera and the dog proof up behind the back gate up there. The first trap I'm gonna set up is this small cage trap. I'm gonna place it right here along this little pin with the chicks in it. That way if something like a rat or a possum comes around, I'll catch him. I just opened the trap, got me some tuna, stuck it back in there. Now it's ready for action. All right, we got that one set up. Gonna go set the next one. All right, next we're gonna go outside this back gate and we're gonna set up 2 dog proofs and a trail camera. I put the trail camera right on my compost pile back here. That way I can see if there's anything sniffing around in it, and I'll be able to see what's coming down to this back gate to watch for the animals. I set up the first dog-proof trap right outside my fence on the back side of my gate. Super easy to set up, just like I showed y'all. Take your little cable, connect it to the tree, and set your trap. After I set the trap, I got some dog food and poured it down in the tube. This will really take the coons and possums some time to have to dig around in there under the trigger and also spill a little bit for some chum. Next, I got some more tuna and poured the juice out right on top of this trap and then put some meat on there. The dog food is what will keep them there working the trap, but that tuna has a strong smell and we'll pull them in. Right, got a limb fell on the fence right here. Hopefully that wasn't that heavy. Didn't ruin the fence or nothing. Time to go set the next trap. Also got a tree in the road up there. We'll have to cut that out sometime too. I set the next dog proof up on the other side of the fence the same way and moved on to set up the camera. I set this trail camera where it could watch my compost pile and my back gate to see what's snooping around. Whatever I catch on this will determine what kind of traps I set next and if I need to worry about stuff like goats and cats. Alright, got the 2 dog proofs, the trail camera, and the cage trap set up. Now I'm gonna go in here to the turkey nest and set that last big cage trap. I had to set it last, that way I would still be able to use that can of tuna in the back of it and it wouldn't be completely gone. So we're gonna go over here near the turkey inside the fence and set the cage trap. This trap works the exact same way as the little one we set earlier, except it's a lot bigger, so it has chances to catch coons, possums, skunks, and maybe even a young fox if it's dumb enough to get in it. I threw some tuna back in there, make sure the trap was set and everything was solid, and I was good to go. Alright guys, all the varmint traps are out. That one's right there, the hen turkey's just right there, and the trail camera's rolling. So we should have us some varmints tonight and get us some pictures of anything else. So I'll catch y'all when we catch something or decide to go hunting or something, or when something crazy happens. The next day rolled around and we had nothing in the traps or nothing on the trail camera. But then this happened. Alright guys, out here today in the woods behind my house, and me and Bonnie was just out here poking around, and I heard something in the leaves. And I looked, and this black snake right here, you see him right there? There's a big black snake, and he fell out of up in this tree. I don't know if he was in that hole over there in that locust or what. And he fell out into this limb, and he slithered on up there. I hollered at my brother, and he went and got a snake stick right here for me. And we're gonna try to get him out, because I think that's what's been eating the eggs. So, gonna hook him. Oh. Whoa, he's coming down the stick at me. No, this is not hurting him at all. He's fine. It's gonna be a challenge getting him out of here. Whoa. Okay, there we go, we got him. Whoa. See, just what you want to do with him. This is a pretty good sized one. They will bite right now. He's coiled up real weird. I've never seen him act like that. He's flattening his head out. If y'all can see there, he's flattening that head out because he wants to look venomous. So what you want to do is you want to pin that head down. This one's moving slower than they normally do. I guess where it's still early in the year. Check that out. There we go. Not a bad sized black snake. See, he's really flattening out that head. So he'll look like a rattlesnake or copperhead climbing up in that tree. But that guy right there is probably what's been eating my eggs. Wow, look at that. What do you think, Bonnie? What do you think? That is awesome. I ended up taking this snake way up in the woods where he wouldn't bother anything, and where he could go up and thin out the rodents and the poisonous snakes. Now, while this snake could potentially be what was making me lose eggs every now and then, it's not what's killing full-grown birds, obviously, and it's definitely not what got those eggs out from under my turkey. So we gotta keep trapping. Day 2, I went out to check the traps and I had nothing. But when I checked the last dog proof, it had been set off. I don't know if something got in it and escaped or just triggered the trap and ate most of the bait. But whatever it is, hopefully we catch it tonight. I reset the trap and we're good to go. Alright guys, it's day 3 and we caught something in the little trap beside the red chicken pen. But it's not exactly what I was hoping for. We caught one of my young chickens. Apparently it didn't go in the coop last night like I was telling y'all about coop training, and it got in the cage trap, so we'll let her out and go check the other traps, see if we got anything else. Alright guys, rolling up on the second cage trap, and we also caught something that we wasn't meaning to catch. Y'all check this out. Sawyer got in the cage trap last night. If I had footholds out, I wouldn't have let him out of the house. But I knew that he couldn't get in the dog proof and, you know, the cage trap wouldn't hurt him. And he got in there and ate that can of tuna. So we're going to let him out of there. Come on, buddy. Alright, we caught the chicken. And we caught Sawyer the cat. But rolling up on this first dog proof that we set out of the 2, it looks like we had some better luck last night. Y'all check him out through the fence right there. We got him, boys. Got both hands in there. That's sort of a small one, but that is definitely a huge danger around here to the animals. I'm way too close. We're only like 15 yards from the turkey nest right now, and I guarantee you that that's what happened to those eggs, and it's probably what's been happening to some of those chickens. We're gonna walk around the gate here and get a closer look at him. Alright guys, here he is. Bonnie ran up and found him, and she's not too pleased with him. Which I'm glad, because I want her to act like that and stuff around here. I'm sure she helps a lot. I'm sure it'd be even worse if she wasn't around than the other dogs. There we go. After looking at him for a little bit, we took care of the coon and I buried him in the compost pile. This time of year, hides ain't really much, ain't really worth your time. So we just buried him, he'll make good dirt, and we reset this trap and it's ready for more. Alright guys, out here this morning, and we have got another critter this morning. Now yesterday we didn't catch nothing. Last time y'all saw me was the day before yesterday. But yesterday I did come up, rebait all the traps with some potted meat.
Potted meat is veinies. There's a failure in life.
I rebaited this one that we got the critter in potted meat, and we had some luck last night. Here we go, y'all check it out. Got us a little possum here in the cage trap, in the big cage trap. That's actually a really white possum, very white. I've never seen one that light. And look where he's at. Just a few feet from the turkey nest. She's actually off of it right now because I just fed them and they're out there eating. But we got a possum right here. Very white possum. Just gonna flip the trap up. This is not a very aggressive possum. Gonna grab him by his tail. Okay, he's wilder than I thought. He's a big boar possum. Very white. But we got him. We're gonna take care of him and reset this trap. A little over a week had went by and we was having absolutely no luck with the traps. Nothing at all. Not even stuff messing with it. But my hen turkey did hatch 5 baby poults, so that was really good, and we gotta do what we can to keep them alive. It did rain a lot, and I think that has a lot to do with why we didn't catch nothing. Rained a lot of the bait out of the traps. But I rebaited them as soon as I could, and hopefully, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, what am I even doing? Just subscribe, please. Alright guys, like you just saw, it's probably been a little over a week since you saw me last. We just hadn't had any luck this week. Nothing in any of the traps. I guess where it's been raining the bait out and all that stuff. I don't know if that's the problem or what, but today we caught us another little varmint. Right there, you can see him down there. I'm not going to show him up close because he is pretty small, but that is still something else that's around here that could be a danger to the chickens. Those are super big problems, and not only is it that possums can kill chickens, but I'm sure I've said this a million times in other videos, but if possum manure gets in horse feed and horses ingest it, it could cause serious harm to the horse. It could even kill them. So we've got to get rid of all these possums, because losing a chicken, that's one thing. But you lose a horse, you got a big problem. So we got to get rid of all these. I just took care of that guy, and we're going to go over and bury him in the compost pile so he can make some good dirt, just like the other animals we got this week. And I don't even know what to say. I've got nothing on the trail camera all week, and I don't even have a clue what the big predator is that's killing the chickens. Now, I've got coons and possums, but like we talked about in the beginning of the video, coons and possums is not what just ripped apart chickens and guineas in the middle of the day. It's not what chased my rooster down to my uncle's house. Coons and possums mainly strike at night, just grab 1 or 2, kill them, and go. But whatever did that in the day was not a coon or a possum, and we've got nothing on the trail camera to even know what types of traps we need to be setting. Now, I'm going to set some more traps, some more footholds, just to see if I can catch whatever it is, but that's a whole other video. So y'all subscribe and stay tuned.